Hello everyone, my name is Victor. I'm from Komplet America, and I'm going to demonstrate to you how to start up your 704. Follow me. First thing you're going to do, you're going to hit your battery disconnect. You want to turn that on. Go to this side of the machine, open up the display door. You want to turn on the key, and you want to let it load right before we start it. So now that it's loaded, we'll start the unit. So on this screen, I'm going to show you the functions. You have an alarm. If something triggers the system, it will show up here. It'll give you that information. Here is your maintenance. Once in a while, this will show up and it'll tell you to confirm. You want to hold that button for 45 seconds and the screen will clear itself. Here you have your date. Currently is in Italian. You want to change it to British. And then you can also change it either to metric, which would be your bar, or imperial, which would be your PSI. Same thing as Celsius or Fahrenheit. This is your information tag of the software. Here's your remote. Now, if you're going to run this unit with your wireless remote, you want to have that lit up. If you want to run it automatic through the screen, you would shut that off. We're going to run this unit with it lit up. The screen is also touchscreen as well. You can have the option to touch the buttons or touch the screen. So now, when you first start up the unit, it goes into your home screen, which is this screen. On this screen, you have any alarms, this will light up, and it'll tell you any faults that you have in the system. Also here, this tells you parameters that are running on the unit currently. This is a visual screen display of the remote. This is for pressures. Normally, each unit has a security code, so it keeps people from changing the parameters on the hydraulic pumps and causing external damage. This arrow here is always your back button. Now you have your forward button. Your forward button gives you the option if you want to track the unit fast or slow. Also, this unit has a provision for if you want to add lights. This unit currently does not have lights. This would be your water suppression system. This unit currently doesn't have a water suppression system. This is a default, as these displays are also used for other models. And this is also for your depth regeneration. This unit does not come equipped with it. This is also a default setting. Here's your RPM increase and your RPM decrease. Currently, it's not doing anything because we haven't synced our remote yet. To sync the remote, what you want to do, you want to turn your e-stop, have it come out. You always want to make sure on any remote, you want to have it either in the down position or neutral position. As this one is up, you want to have it down to properly sync it. You're going to hit your button on the side. Some remotes have a button here that says start. You see how it flashes fast? You want to hit it again. Once it flashes slow, that's telling you that the remote is synced to the unit. Now, if we want to raise the RPM, all we have to do is just increase and decrease. Now you have this button here. This button here gives you the option to run the unit in auto off the display, but you have to have the remote shut off. If you have an issue with the unit, you hear a noise, and you want to distinguish what part of the unit is making noise, you can put it in test mode, and you could run your conveyor belt, you could run your magnetic belt, you could open and close your jaws, or you could increase the vibrator hum. Go back, auto. So now that this unit is synced, we're going to raise the RPM, and I'm going to show you how to open your conveyor belt. Now, if you notice I'm holding the button, you let go of the button, the conveyor stops. You hold it until it opens all the way. Now that we have the conveyor open, depending on the material that you want to do, if it has rebar or it doesn't, you can raise and lower your magnetic belt. To do so are these two buttons here. You have this button, which raises your magnetic belt. You have this button that lowers your magnetic belt. As of now, your unit is set up to work. So if you're running material concrete that has rebar, you want to have your magnetic belt at a certain height to pick it up. If you're running material that has no rebar, you don't need that magnetic belt all the way down. You can raise it all the way. And then it's simply the way to start this machine into auto. You hold your start button and your button to open and close the jaws. Now, once you activate your unit, all your belts will turn on, your crusher will kick on, and your vibrating hopper will kick on. Now, if you want to shut it off, do the same procedure. You hold the button down and up, and everything shuts down. You have a couple options with the remote. It's not just turning it on. You have a track function. You can track your unit wirelessly forward and back. You could reverse your jaws, and you could open and close your chamber. Anytime you hit a hydraulic function, you need to have your RPM all the way up. And it stops. It won't let you go any further. It's preset. So now we have our RPMs up. We can obviously, you'll hear it, open all the way, close all the way. That's inside the chamber box. And if you want to track the unit, you can go forward or reverse, or even turn the unit. So normally at the end of your day, depending on where your job site is, every time you want to track your unit, you want to track it with the conveyor closed. So we're going to demonstrate to you the procedure on how to do that. Pretty much the same procedure how we did to open and raise a magnetic conveyor. It's just the reverse. To do that, raise your RPM higher. You want to go here, and we want to fold our conveyor. You let go of the button, it stops. Once you hold it, it activates the system. Now that a conveyor's closed all the way, you can leave your magnetic conveyor up, or you can bring it down. It's not going to interfere with your extraction. Now that we're set up, say we move the unit to the job, now we just shut it off. You shut the ignition off, you take the key out, you hit your battery disconnect that we saw on the other side, and your machine is ready for the next day of operation. One thing to keep note On the remotes, this is a removable battery. Usually at the end of the day, you hit your e-stop in. Anytime you're operating your remote, always make sure you have this here. If this comes off, it's the same concept of a jet ski. If you fall off a jet ski, you have the thing around your waist. If that comes off, you lose connection to the remote. You always want to have this plugged into the remote. And all it does is just clips in. Now for this unit, there are a couple options. When you open up this door, you have a valve control block here. Now, say something happens to your remote gets damaged, or your pigtail is lost. If you need to track your unit, you can track it from the control valve. If you want to fold your conveyor, you hit this lever here, and this will unfold your extraction belt. Your air filter is here. Your hydraulic tank is there. Sight glass is there on the opposite side, right behind the valve block. You also have pressure gauges over here on your right side. When the system is running, it'll tell you what the pressures are on the valve block, pressure pump, and the vibrating feeder. Also, every unit has a QR code. This has manuals on there. Always, if you don't have your manual with you, your user manual or your parts manual, all you have to do is use your phone. You scan the QR code, and all that information is there for you. Now, on the back side of these units have an e-stop that's located on this side. And you have an e-stop also on this side, right above the battery disconnect. Behind this panel here, you have a storage compartment here, another QR code. If you like to keep your manuals in here, it's up to you. A lot of customers, they prefer to having it inside their office instead of having them here. You have your hydraulic tank, and you have 2 batteries. Even though this has 2 batteries, this unit runs on a 12-volt system. It does not run on a 24-volt system. Also, this unit, in maintenance, there are illustrations on the unit and also grease points. Please be aware, walk over your unit and read the decals. This has very important information. Normally, this tells you every working 80 hours, you want to check your toggle seat and your toggle fuse. That's right here, which is behind these covers that you'll be able to review. Also on this unit, there's a light up there that beeps, gives a notification to people that your unit is operating or it's close next to other people that are working in the facility. Servicing wise on these units, you have a lot of room. You have this door here, and you have this door here that opens up completely. Very user friendly, very roomful for maintenance. This unit here has a Deutz engine. Deutz engines are very good engines. You have fuel filters here, oil filter here, your radiators there in that section there. On this unit, this is your crusher pump. This is your service pump. This is your diesel tank, which is your fill here. You have a hydraulic filter here, which is your return. You have a high pressure filter of hydraulics is here. You have your return filter on the tank, which is right there in that location. Inside this box here, you have fuses and relays. And then also, next to the batteries, right above it, you have your fuse box, which also has fuses and relays. And this concludes our operations and setup for the 704 Plus. If you have any questions, you can call us at 908-369-3340.